The story of Dinah and Shechem is a very interesting story as well. What's the point of that story? The point of that story is that the Shechemites want to intermarry with the Israelites, and that would corrupt the seed, right? That would be intermarrying with the offspring of the serpent. So the point to that story is God works, because remember, Shechem rapes Dinah and then wants to marry her, falls in love with her, and then they have this plan. We'll intermarry together. We'll intermarry, but the Israelites, Jacob's children, say, we'll only do it if you get circumcised. Do you remember this story? We'll only do it if you get circumcised. But their plan is, and they carry it out, once they're circumcised and incapacitated for military action, Simeon and Levi come in with servants, probably, and kill them all. So that's a quite interesting story at a number of levels. We see an interesting example of God's sovereignty, because God did not want them to marry the Shechemites. So through this incident, the purity of Israel is preserved. They don't marry the Shechemites. For the author of Genesis, I think it's Moses, for the author of Genesis, that's a good thing. The purity of Israel is preserved. On the other hand, Simeon and Levi were sinning. What they did was wrong. And we see later in Genesis, at the end of the book, that because of that, they are not given an allotment in the land, right? So the actions that they undertook are not blessed by God. And because of that, there's a punishment. But furthermore, the story operates at a number of levels. Because of what they've done, now Jacob fears that Israel will be wiped out by other tribal groups in the land, because they know about the outrage that has been perpetrated by the brothers. So the very action by which they preserve the seed also threatens the offspring. Do you see? So you see the complexity of the story. It's operating in a number of levels. What's the hermeneutical lesson for us? We need to be careful when we tell a story not to oversimplify it, right? This story operates at a number of levels. God is sovereignly working out his purposes, yet the brothers are doing what is evil, and we have to wrap that all into the story. The ultimate lesson for us, of course, is God is working out his sovereign purposes, isn't he? God is working out his sovereign purposes in this amazing situation.